Hello gardening friends! It is Wednesday, July 29th, 2026, and I'm back with another garden update. Please give me a like if you are seeing my videos so that I know that they are being seen. And I'm going to move off from this cute little bee that I've been watching. I will start real quick by saying I gave them this little tray here for water, and as I've been sitting here watching them, they have been using this little tray. So it's got a little bit of water in it and some rocks. These big bees that you see, they will actually land on the surface of the water, kind of hold the tension of the water and drink, versus some of the other bees will like land on the rocks. It's pretty cool to watch. I recommend, if you have the ability to put in a little water fountain for them, like a little water dish, that you do it. Just make sure that you are replacing the water and keeping it clean. Now, on to the chaos of the garden. So when I just came out and walked through here earlier, I had so many tomatoes that fell over. Yay! Don't you love it? All right, so let's start with the beans. The beans are still crazy. I have not replaced them with the new beans yet. I haven't had time. As long as they stay kind of contained in here, I'm allowing it to happen. As I'm talking to you, I see that we actually have some flowers forming. So I'm just gonna see where this goes. As long as it doesn't start climbing on my butternut squash, we'll see how it goes. Because I don't have time to replant the beans at this point and actually get a harvest at a good time. Speaking of things going on here, we've got the butternut squash has one butternut on it, which I showed you last week, and you see it's gotten bigger. Over here we've got the acorn squash, and that's hit and miss. I am seeing some of the baby acorn squash dying back like that, but then on this side I am seeing one right there that's doing all right. And then of course we've got that one on the ground there that I showed you last week that it's about this big and it's doing all right. So part of the chaos of coming out this morning was this whole section of tomatoes had actually fallen over onto the ground. It was like laying here. So I just got the sticks and I pushed it back. It does still have some branches laying here, so I'm going to have to come through and actually get some twine and push it back. But I'm out of the green garden twine, so I have to go get some more so that I can actually do all that. Over here, it looks like we are getting some strawberries in the strawberry patch. So this is my pink strawberry they've had for a while. That's like an ever-bearing strawberry that's supposed to give them to me all summer. And this one is just the generic whatever strawberry it is. And it looks like that's got flowers all over it, so that's going to give me something too. Over here, this lantana looks like it's got little tiny buds starting. And these plants are doing really well since moving over here. I thought maybe without getting the regular water they wouldn't be as happy, but they're fine. Also, I want to point out that I've got the pretty little violas popping up all over the place still. People say that they don't like summer and they will die back, but I've had them all summer so far, so that's exciting. All right, moving along through here, I've got the purple Cherokee that are covered in tomatoes. No sign of them changing colors yet, but lots of tomatoes on the plant, so that's great. And over here we've got, I actually just got 7 cucumbers off of this yesterday, so I guess I'm going to have to start looking into pickles. I'm not sure if I'm going to do bread and butter or dill or both. It depends on how big of a batch I end up with. And right here we've got my son's bell peppers. And these are the ones that he had grown in a pot on the porch. And I have some here, some in the kids' garden. They're about the same size. Neither batch of them is doing any flowers yet. And then the one that's in the porch pot is still only this big and hasn't grown pretty much at all. So I don't know if that's because of the lighting conditions, the water conditions, who knows. It's doing what it's doing. All right, over here, this is part of my morning chaos. So all of this had fallen down into the pathway, because why not? I love it. So I had to quick go grab some sticks. This stick I've put through the tomato cage to help hold it up on that side. This one I've actually braced against the tomato cage along the side of the raised bed to help hold it. And I'm going to have to come out here and really tie things up and make some less chaos. Let's try and make less chaos. All right, speaking of more chaos here though. So this tomato plant, I actually had already pushed back off the pathway and it's right back. So this is something else I'm gonna have to come through and twine, because you can see it's supposed to be like way over here and it's totally blocking the path. So that's always fun. Just make my pathway again here so I can walk as I'm talking to you. Down here, this was my second batch of beans, and no sign of any flowers on those yet, but they are all doing that stupid pole vine thing. On a better note, we've got tomatoes. So these are my cherry tomatoes. I haven't harvested them yet this morning, but I have a whole bowl of these in my house now, which is so nice. So this one has been giving me ripe tomatoes pretty much daily for the past 2 to 3 weeks. And then over here, we've got the volunteers. The one on the end there is a red one and has given me a couple tomatoes, but not as much as the ones behind me. And this one on the end here is actually purple, and I have a tomato in my pocket here to show you. So there's a purple one there. Got the stem. This one's actually smaller than the ones I've been getting. So this is picked from the one behind me for size reference. And then this one is a little bigger, but this is actually small compared to what I've been getting off of this. It's something bigger than a cherry, but definitely smaller than normal slicing tomato. So I'm not sure what you'd call that size, but that's what this is giving me. But I am happy to see that I did get a volunteer purple tomato, because I love the purple tomatoes. So these ones have blushed. They are not really red yet. I want to eat them at this stage. So this is the color that I pick so that the birds don't eat them, and they go on my windowsill in the house. Down here, the hot cherry peppers are still covered in peppers. Nothing red yet. And on the sunflowers, we are starting to see signs of buds, so that's always exciting. So all of them are getting signs of buds on the top. So these two here and these two here are actually the same plant that got nipped by some creature in spring, and there's where we're at. Over here, the lantana has opened, bloomed, whatever you want to say. So last week I showed you little buds like this, and this week we've actually got flowers. So I'm pretty excited about that. I love the colors of these. They're so exciting for me to see. We got a little tiny native bee right here as I'm talking to you. The fig here, I don't know what's going on. I just noticed that the leaves are curling as I'm talking to you. I'm not sure why the leaves are curling. It's not being hit by anything. It wasn't hitting the covering here, but it is what it is. Oh, I forgot to tell you. The shade cloth came off, if you can't tell. So the shade cloth is off because things were getting too tall. And I could actually show you right here. This is what was happening because the shade cloth was bouncing down on top of these plants. And with the height of them, it actually was starting to like lay on the top. So the shade cloth actually just came off last night. So that's a new change in the garden. That's not something you've missed. It just happened. Over here, we've got the Three Sisters experiment. I'm getting hit by tomatoes as I'm talking to you. So the Three Sisters, let me see. So first off, the corn is probably about like 7 feet tall now. It's very huge. And normally when I've grown corn, I have to stake it because it will blow over in the wind. I'm very happy to say that the experiment of growing the Three Sisters where the beans are growing all around it seems to be really holding them together. I'm not seeing them falling over like they should be at this point with the wind. So that so far is working great. I probably will end up having to come out and stake it just to make sure that they don't fall over as they get taller. But where they're at right now, we had some good gusts earlier and they're still standing. So I'm very happy about that. Down here we've got the zucchini, and I've actually been coming through, and the stick of where did I plant a seed I've been using to kind of direct these over. I really want them to stay in the bed this year. I don't want them taking over the pathway like last year when they fell over here and I had no path because it was all zucchini in my way. So yeah, I'm hoping to direct them to stay in here while they're small enough to direct, because once they get big, that's not happening. So we'll see how that goes. I've got the cucumbers behind me here. You can see lots of little cucumbers. And down here is a slicing tomato. No signs of slicing type tomatoes blushing yet, and I'm okay with that. And then the tomato that was down there has died back, so I'll have to come through and remove that at some point. Behind me, I've got the blackberries trying to invade the garden. Even though I keep coming through and pushing them over on that side of the fence, they keep coming on this side. These vines will not give blackberries this year. They actually would give them next year. But the ones that are down here, I'll be able to remove because they did give berries this year, which means they won't do anything next year. I'm getting hit with corn as I'm talking to you. All right, so over on this side, we've got the potatoes, and some of them have died back, which is what's going on here. But in the same pots are also ones that are doing great. So the problem with this is when they die back, you leave them alone for like a week or two before you dig them up. But as I have other things alive in there, I don't want to mess with it because then I'll kill those plants. So I'm just going to leave it alone, see where I end up with, like when everything dies back, then I'll dig these up because there's really no rush. I don't need potatoes right now. I'll probably only get like little tiny potatoes like I did last year. So this is something that I throw over here just to do something with my growing potatoes, not tomatoes, with my growing potatoes, just because I have to put them somewhere. I don't want to throw them out. So if I end up with some potatoes from it, yay. If not, I really don't care. Over here, I've got some more of the blackberries sneaking in that I'm going to have to come through at some point and get prickled and remove. On this side, so the Marianas are actually doing fabulous. I actually did a batch of sauce yesterday. My first batch of sauce, I had just under 4 pounds of tomatoes, which was a perfect amount to do my first batch. So roasted those up and threw them in the freezer with the ingredients, and there we go. We got some sauce in the freezer. I'm very excited about that. So the Marianas have given me ripe tomatoes. I actually just picked one this morning. It's just by my gate. While the Romas over there are not only falling over in an annoying way, they are not showing any signs of blushing yet. So they probably are going to be a late harvest with the other tomatoes, probably like towards the end of August would be my guess. These ones down here are significantly larger than the Romas, and they are blushing earlier. So right now, as far as the Roma versus Mariana thoughts, Mariana would be the one I would choose again next year based on current harvest. I am curious to see what goes on with the Roma, if I end up with like a really good harvest of that towards the end of the summer, but I don't know yet. We'll see how it plays out, and then I'll give my which one will I grow next year kind of thing, but right now Mariana is the winner. Up here, look at that. First sign of a sunflower. It's not open yet, but soon. So that's exciting. Try to think if I've got anything else here to talk to you about. I think I've pretty much covered everything. So marigold, first little bud, basil, kind of doing basil things. Oh, down here I did forget to mention that the beans. So overall the beans are looking pretty good. I am still having like this kind of reddish color happening and the spotty yellow leaves happening, but I'm really only seeing it on the lower leaves, so I'm just keeping an eye on it to see how it plays out. I don't want to remove any plants if I don't have to, especially with how wound up they are on the corn, so we'll wait and see. My husband actually was concerned about how the beans are wrapped up on the corn here, but this branch is all, or this leaf is all wound up, and I see no discoloration or any signs of distress from it. So I'm not all that concerned about it. Even if it is kind of wrapped up crazy, the plant doesn't seem to be all that concerned about the beans tangled up in it. All right, I think that pretty much sums up everything going on this week. So please give me a like and subscribe if you want to see what's going on in the garden. And I will see you next time.